is going on, my button mashers? How is everyone today? It is our third week at this. We're at week 3, and today we are joined by Doodly once more. He was with us for the Assassin's Creed Valhalla episode. Doodles, how you doing today?
Fantastic. How are you doing, Nathan?
Oh, I'm here. It's been a week, man. Open and honest with you guys always. It has been a week. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say, man. It's been crazy. COVID's running amok, but there have been some fun things going on in the video game world. Yeah. Cool. So we'll just go ahead and just jump right into it. So yeah, like I said, you were a part of our Valhalla show. Have you had a chance to play since then?
Yeah, I jumped in for a minute. I just barely got to England. I haven't gotten much further than that. I know that I am way behind.
Yeah, really early on.
Where you're at.
Yeah, I'm sitting at 38 hours last I checked, and that was early yesterday. And then so Skater Chunk, one of our other one of my close buddies, he's actually at 52 hours already. So pumping those hours in, you got to get on that, man. Got to get on it.
It's definitely one of those games where you can just like spend your day and then you get to just do the grind.
It feels grindy, but it's not. It's fun. It's entertaining. Yeah. If you haven't checked it out, it is on sale. I want to say starting today. At least GameStop has it on sale for like $48. So it's about $12 for the base. I don't know if anybody hasn't grabbed it yet, but definitely a good deal there. We're not joined by Schnock. We had one more guest today, and unfortunately, scheduling conflicts got in the way, so he wasn't able to join us. So it is just you and me, Doodles, which is perfectly fine. We're gonna jump in and try something new today. All right. Now I haven't said it. This is our test run. We're gophering it. We're guinea pigging it. All right. That's all that we're doing today. But I want to start out and kind of break the ice a little bit. So we're gonna play a bit of a game now. Obviously, this works better if there's two people that you can compete against, but we're just going to do it with you. It's just a trivia game. Multiple choice answers. It's a lot of pressure for you. All that you're going to do, I'll give you your question. Multiple choice answers. You got to pick which one it is. Now, because this is the first time that we're trying this, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start easy. Okay, I say easy, but all of these questions have to do with my favorite video games, and I chose these ones because I know Doodles and Schnock very well. Either way, I think this is going to work out for what we're looking for. So no cheating, no looking anything up. 3 questions. I want to see if you can get 100%. If you can't, we'll go from there. But question 1, I have 2 tattoos that are dedicated to specific video games. What are those tattoos, and what game are they from?
Oh man,
yeah.
I am gonna just go off the bat and guess Batman.
All right. Well, hang tight here. All right, you've absorbed the answer. Bear with it. All right. So, A, Halo and God of War. B, Overwatch and Team Fortress 2. C, God of War and Arkham Knight. Or D, Halo and Arkham City.
All right. What was C again? You tell me that one.
God of War and Arkham Knight.
I'm guessing C. Final answer.
You want to say C? It is C. Yes, I got I got the Batman, and then. Although this is, I'm going to point out, sorry, this is not specific to God of War. Just the location of it is specific to God of War. It's I guess Hjalmar, it is a protection rune from Norse mythology. Don't worry about too much. But yeah, dedicated based off of where Kratos got his.
Dude, I'm still good at this game.
Question 2, upping it up just a little bit here. We have, where is the secret cow level in Diablo 3 located?
Oh,
A, Old Tristram. B, Fields of Misery. C, Weeping Hollow. Or D, there is no cow level in Diablo 3.
Oh crap, you're right. No, technically there is no cow level in Diablo 3. That's D. That is on the thing. But there is a bunch of unicorn levels. I think. I mean, okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna get. You know what?
To get to the but let's be fair. To get to the unicorns, you have to go to Old Tristram, right? Like that's where you have to go. So depends on whether or not that particular level is actually named the cow level or not.
That's a good point. I'm getting. You know what? If it's the level I'm thinking of, I'm gonna go with A. Tristram.
All right.
The graveyard.
I'm sorry. I had to throw a wrench in there. No, it is D. There is no cow level in Diablo 3. It is Whimsyshire that you were thinking of, and yes, with the flowers and the teddy bears and the unicorns and the whatever else. All right, final question here. Let's see if we can push this last one along. All right, we have question 3. How many skulls can you find in Halo 2? A, 20, B, 30, C, 17, or D, skulls weren't introduced into Halo until Halo 3.
Okay. You got me.
I need the ticker, the Jeopardy ticker.
I'm gonna go with I'm going with D. I think that's a later thing they added.
All right. Also wrong. Sorry, Doodles. You got one of them right, though. So the answer is 30. It was the first time that they introduced skulls into Halo. It was in Halo 2. But the Master Chief Collection and the remake of 1 added skulls there as well. So there you go. There's your fun fact for the day. Kind of fun. I'm thinking we'll make that into a competition, though. I'm thinking with a tiebreaker, and let's make that a thing. We'll work on that. I like that, though. That was fun. That was good.
Oh, yeah.
Let's jump into some news, though, shall we? So there's a few different things. Nothing real major. I'm going to be honest, actually, with you guys. When I say it was a hard week, it was a hard week. It's been rough. And I did not feel like looking up news. So I pulled some big stories, and I'm sorry if I missed things. Things happen, and I ain't stressed. But we have Xbox head Phil Spencer said that one of Xbox's biggest competitors actually has nothing to do with any other companies. In his words, it is tribalism that is Xbox's biggest competitor. Basically, what he's referring to with that is he doesn't agree with the whole console war and brand loyalty as much. He wants to see everybody just getting out and enjoying games, which I agree with. That's always been my take. Just I have every system. I know you've kind of cycled through them, Doodles, there, but I have every system prior to the new gen systems. So
yeah, that's where I'm at too. I got you. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know why you got to buy 3 consoles in order to play with all of your friends. You want to be able to play with your friends, but I got to set stuff up, break stuff down, set a new thing up just to play with everybody. Where you see a lot of video games, they're trying to jump the trend and then just make it cross-platform, and it's cool.
And that's cool. Yeah, he actually brought that up in the article or in his statement there that yes, he's all for cross-platform and having that availability. So really good news coming out of Xbox, at least in my opinion. That was pretty big.
Yeah.
All right, we also have New Day. WWE's New Day is officially in Gears 5 Tactics. Yes, and their skins are dope. I should have added it on so y'all could see this. It is so cool. Beyond that, though, they actually recorded over 700 lines worth of material for this game. So it's actually New Day that you're playing as, and it is all 3 of them. Biggie is involved.
Dude.
So, yeah.
I'm into it. I might play some Gears now because
they came out. Awesome. It looks so cool, and they actually came out on WWE. The pay-per-view was most recently this Sunday. It's the one where they have to go against the other brand, Survivor Series. Anyway, Survivor Series, and they actually came out in their full getup from the show, or from the game rather. Sorry, so they're head to toe just decked out in this Gears of War.
So cool.
It was really cool. It looks really good. I'm excited. I'm kind of excited to go in there.
I love that Gears does that. Like with Gears 4, they did a release. I don't know if you knew about this, but they had Run the Jewels as playable characters in the game. Now, if you're a fan of Run the Jewels, That's awesome. Like you get to play as Killer Mike or LP, and you can play in the game as these just awesome rappers. It's so cool. I love that Gears does that. It keeps it fresh.
Right, it does. It keeps it. What's really cool is they seem to find their trends. I mean, WWE, you have Batista that's been a part of Gears 5 now. You have well, Gears in general. I think he was in another one too. I don't know. Anyway, so you have Batista, you have the New Day, and they don't. You're right. They don't shy away from bringing in new people and the people that the players want to see. You know, that you really get to see that. So I'm really cool. I'm really excited if you get the chance to check it out. Let's see. We also have Fortnite. You ready for this? Fortnite is now in the subscription service business. They have a monthly subscription service that's now available. It looks like it was about $12, $13, something like that per month. This grants you access in-game currency. You get new skins, new gear, and access to the battle pass.
So it's like a virtual crate box sort of deal?
Kinda, yeah. It just seems like it's a different way of going about the season pass. Because usually you have the season pass and then it will kind of last for, I mean, a season, I guess, 3 months.
Yeah, like Rocket League and like all these games. They'll do a season pass where you buy in and you get to earn the cool stuff.
Whereas this is more of a let me here is your battle pass. Here's some extra gear to go along with it. Move along your way. Versus like the battle or like versus the previous versions of battle passes where it's like you buy it and then it's 3 months and then you get all the anything that comes out in that 3 months.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
as long as you're grinding, you're earning new stuff.
Yeah. So kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm still not a fan of Fortnite. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. But
I'm just not good at it. I'm just terrible at Fortnite.
It's not even a good situation, in my opinion. Like, it's just okay. You jump in. We're gonna get to this in a second. I'm sorry. You jump in. You land on the ground, and then there's an Eiffel Tower in front of you, and so you're like, "Oh crap! I gotta get away. I gotta turn around." So you turn around, and boom! There's the Statue of Liberty, and you have no option but to try to build. And I'm not that fast. I just want to shoot some people. I don't want to crank 90s or whatever the term is. I don't. We're going to move past that because we'll be revisiting in a moment.
Yeah. I love it. Let's do it.
Anyway, no, for real though. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, the newest Zelda-themed game, sold 3 million copies in 4 days. So
yeah,
killer numbers there from Hyrule Warrior. Just wanted to. It may not be big news, but like that's awesome. Good on Nintendo for keeping their games innovative and new and fresh while continuing to rehash the same thing over and over again. That is one thing that EA has never been able to do, never will be able to do. And mad props to just Nintendo in general for what they're putting out these days.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's all. All right, Games with Gold. We have our 4 new Games with Gold announced here. We have I didn't look at the date. I didn't write down the dates. I don't care enough. I'm sorry, guys. I just all right. I'm sorry. All right, so we have The Raven. We have Bleed 2, Saints Row, Gat Out of Hell, and Stacking. I'm not super excited for any of those. Like maybe Saints Row, but I've never played the others. What are your thoughts? What do you think of the Games with Gold this month?
Man, if American Pie could make Grand Theft Auto, that is Saints Row. Oh my gosh. Okay. I only played the 3rd one. I had a lot of fun. It was really interesting.
Okay.
But that game, that game it's interesting. Let's just put it, it's interesting.
So in that case, worth at least picking. I mean, obviously they're free games.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Game. And it's Johnny Gat coming out of hell. I mean, I might get the name wrong, but I'm assuming that's.
I have absolutely no idea. I've never touched them. Not for lack of desire, just lack of desire.
There's a lot of games, bro. There's
a lot of games. So many games. PS Plus also, actually, they just announced this today, so got this added to the docket. We got Worms Rumble. We got Just Cause 4. We got Rocket Arena. And exclusive for the PS5, we have Bug Snacks. Sounds exciting. I haven't heard anything about Bug Snacks, but Rocket Arena, I'm excited for Rocket Arena. And one thing I've noticed with PlayStation recently is their ability to pump out these games. We had Fall Guys that came out. It was a brand new game day one. Rocket Arena is only a couple of months old at this point. Just Cause 4 is a huge title. I mean, yes, it's a PlayStation, exclusive.
Yeah, dude.
But goodness, like keep pumping those games. I'm really excited for Rocket Arena.
Yeah, they have a really good grasp on like what their audience is gonna want to play. Like when they dropped Hollow Knight, like as the free game this month, as one of the free ones, I've been playing that. That is a lot of fun. But they just release consistently good games on their monthly, I think.
They do. It's always been fantastic. There's at least one game. And I'm going to point out as well, Worms Rumble, if I recall correctly, and I'm making no promises how accurate this is. I know it's close, though. Xbox also did a Worms game. I don't know if it was Rumble, but Xbox did a Worms game for games with gold at 1.2. So, I mean, at least we can put that one as a comparable game as to what they're actually putting out. But compared to the other two, Rocket Arena, Just Cause, whatever else.
Yeah.
PlayStation
Just Cause being a physics playground, you can do whatever you want. Like the only limitation is your brain. Like you can send videos in the sky with a rocket. Like, dude, Just Cause is nuts. I love that game. And what was Rocket Arena? You just barely told me about this one. I've been looking into it. All I've seen was screenshots so far. But I've seen some weapon designs. It looks cool.
So essentially, based on my understanding of the game and why I'm so excited for it is your standard battle royale, which again, that's actually what we're talking about here today. Battle royales. Apparently, we're on a battle royale kick. We have some fun plans for battle royales, so bear with me. Hang tight with us. We have some ideas. But it's your standard battle royale. But instead of trying to kill people, what you're trying to do is like blast them off the map. So you're just boinging everywhere, but it's like with guns, but like more fun. So I'm really excited. The whole point is to like get them up in the air and get them blasting your air shots, and it's gonna be good. I really think that one's should be one of the next ones to take off as being one of the big games.
I'm into it. Yeah, let's check it out. Let's keep pumping out these new ideas to make battle royales fresh. I mean, we've been playing PUBG and Fortnite since forever now, and it's kind of one of those things where like the more we play these new battle royales, the better ideas they come out with. Like
one
that you want to talk about.
Yeah, so basically what we're going to talk about today, the main topic today is Spellbreak. The main reason for that, one, I love Spellbreak. This has been, I mean, I'm not even leveled very high, but any chance I get, if I'm not playing Valhalla, I am playing Spellbreak right now. But the big reason for it is I went on a tangent last week about it. Oh man, we had Jade that's like stepping out, and so I went on a bit of a freak out session in my mind and started going off on Spellbreak just to kind of kill the time. And I'm like, you know what? This game deserves the love. This is not just a matter of like, oh, Nate's gonna go on a tangent and talk about it every once in a while. Like, no, let's dedicate an episode to this because it deserves the love. It is a fresh battle royale that is unlike any other game I've played. So sorry, again, I'm kind of going on I'm passionate about this one today. We're feeling feisty. One moment.
Not to diminish it, but I'm playfully calling this game Fable Fortnite because that's the way I have to describe it. It's Fable Fortnite. I love it.
Let me go over the game for anybody that doesn't know what the game is. Let me kind of go over it here with you, the basics. So Spellbreak, it is a free-to-play battle royale game. It was developed and published by Proletariat. I'm so sorry, company. Please don't hate me. Anyway, Proletariat. The game is a standard battle royale. Large number of players drop in. Last man standing is the winner. The only real difference between this game and, say, Fortnite overall is the use of spells versus guns. So you're dropped in, you have a primary class weapon that is based off of the elements. Train of thought just went off the rails, brothers and sisters. All right, so instead of walking around picking up different guns and trying to find whatever else, you have your primary gauntlet that has your first element, and then you have a secondary gauntlet that you can find along the way. Combine those, and you end up with with different combos that you can submit. So you have the attacks are feeling different. They change. They're not. I don't know. I am. Doodles, pick up for me here. How would you describe the gauntlets? Because I am struggling, apparently. What is happening? Go ahead. What are the gauntlets?
So basically, what it is you got you can have like fire, wind, earth, ice, electricity. I might be missing toxic. All right, and then with all these, they have these really cool ideas that they've just jumbled all these gauntlets together to create unique attacks. So you just get to be a really awesome wizard who controls the elements. It stays fresh. You can switch it up every round and do what you want.
Well, beyond, I mean, just when it comes to the gauntlets themselves, the power that they hold, I mean, each one has like their own individual power, but the part that makes the game interesting is how the powers interact with each other. So yes, you're right. We have 6 different. Oh, also I should probably talk about the runes real quick before I forget. Runes are just a special ability that you can equip. You have like your invisibility. You have your wall hacks, different types of things like that. You'll find those along the way. They are upgradable. But you have 6 different classes. So you have fire, ice, wind, stone, lightning, and toxic. So we're gonna go and pull this up here. I'll let you guys take a look at this. So this is kind of what you're looking at when I say the combinations of these, right? So you got your firewalls. The wind will actually put out fire. The tornado that you saw can catch on fire, or you can do the lightning with it. Different combos like this where you're as my video gets all sorts of wampus there, but different combos where you're like shooting fire with earth and stopping things and protecting yourself and doing all these things. And that's what really sets this game apart. Yeah. So I just really wanted to see you guys to kind of see all of that. Well, yeah. What are your thoughts on? So you say Fable. What makes it so close to Fable in your opinion?
So Fable 3, they introduced. Man, it's been forever since I played it. You can look up when the game came out.
Right.
They introduced like kind of like a gauntlet thing where you would have individual unique spells based off of what gauntlet you were wearing, and it seems like Spellbreak is really paying homage to Fable, in my opinion. I think it's a great shout out. If they didn't do it on purpose, then whatever. But if they did, awesome. Go you guys.
October 26th, 2010.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
That's a lifetime, dude. That's
right?
a lifetime.
Especially when 2020 is in the picture. Like, that's really technically 9 years ago plus another 12 years just for 2020, right? Like, that's
it's right? Like 10 years plus 80 for this one.
Right. So continuing on with the game and the gauntlets and everything. So as you're going through, so not only are you picking up the gauntlets that give you your firepower, but there are other elements that you have to add as well. So boots, belts, cloaks, all of your standard like RPG type items you actually have to equip, and you do have to make sure that you're upgrading those along the way as well, because they add bonuses and different things like that along the way. So I think that's really what also, I mean, that adds in a whole different element to it when it comes to like making it an RPG versus just a battle royale. Best gun wins,
Yeah. It's also like with the runes. My favorite one is the flight one. It turns you into Iron Man. You can fly up in the sky, and then you can just rain down all your special abilities. The cool thing about this game, in my opinion, is you get to create your best combos with yourself. But if you're coordinated enough with your teammates, you can essentially have just like endless possibilities of attacks. You got everyone coordinating with each other, like, oh, I'll do fire and wind, and you do ice and earth or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have combos. It'll be crazy.
Yeah, and working together on that is super key, especially when you get into squads. And we'll kind of get into it a little bit later on. I want to kind of talk about I don't want to say cons about the game, because the game itself there aren't many real cons, but we'll get into that here in a minute. Teleport in. It's not like dropping from an airplane. You teleport in, handle goes up in the air, the light goes off, suddenly you're in the air. You're crashing down to the earth. No parachute, nothing. You're just crashing down to the earth. You're going down. Trying to control it. So it does make it so you don't get to move around the map when you're launching, but they do have more launch areas. So you pick like a dot on the map where you want to fall.
Yeah, there's gotta be like 40 of them, right?
Yeah, there's so many of them. So although you're stuck going straight down, you're not. Like, you can choose where you want to go straight down.
Yeah. They follow that. Like, if you want to zip over to the right because you saw some people jump in at the same spot as you can make that last minute call and get out of there. Yeah. And they're pretty generous with the loot, in my opinion. They have lots of cash everywhere.
They are. So let's go ahead here. When it comes to pros and cons, what you like, what you don't like, we'll kind of open the discussion to all of that. I'm gonna start, if you don't mind. I'm just gonna give you a couple quick things that I want to talk with you about specifically first. First off, love this game. It is infuriating. It is so angry. Singles are a lot easier than squads. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Okay. I would agree. So here's what I noticed with squads specifically, and it happens with singles as well, but you can counter it better. Yeah. Third parties. Third parties are the worst. So you're in very closed quarters. Your abilities don't go very far. I mean, maybe except for ice, because it's kind of your sniper range.
Go full Frozone.
Yeah. So short of that, everything is in very close proximity to each other, and you have to have a clean line of sight. You can't just try to snipe things in, squeeze things in through doors or cracks or whatever else. You have to have a clean line of sight.
Yeah.
You get third partied so much.
Yeah.
So much. Rough. And in singles, you can counter that very, very easily. Especially if you have the abilities invisibility, or the abilities of invisibility, or your flight that you like so much there. Or I like, my personal favorite is the floating one, where I kind of become like a feather. And
the feather step, or whatever they call it. And then there's also shadow step, where you can
there's shadow step as well. Yep, and then there's the dash one. So that's when you really want to start using your ability starts to come into play in singles. But in doubles, if you get jumped on by suddenly 6 different people, you're just screwed. There's nothing you can do. You're going to end up dying. Yeah. And it's infuriating.
Yeah, it can be. It can be rough. Strat moment. That's the reason why I like the flight one, is because if I feel like I'm getting cornered, I can just zoom straight up and people can't aim above them. It's like, dogs can't look up, neither can people playing video games.
Right? First rule of video games, nobody looks up.
No one looks up. So you can look down and you have everyone under you. You can throw out your AoEs. That's what Spellbreak is great for. It's not all about accuracy. It's very friendly with your AoEs.
It is. Splash damage is massive. So especially with the fire, you kind of saw it in the video there. You can kind of see how everything, as I show you this video here, everything in that vicinity is all damaged. Everything there. If you are near that, you're getting damaged. So let's see. See the fire, how it just, you can kind of see it explode when it hits the ground. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm referring to. Like the splash damage. Oh, Toxic is so much fun if you can get those shots on. Fun fact with Toxic, you can freeze those. You can catch them on fire. You can catch it in lightning. Toxic is actually really kind of jack of all trades. It kind of cooperates with everyone. Whereas like ice and fire are not going to mix. You can actually use ice to put out fire, or melt ice if you have fire, so on and so forth. But other than that, I mean, it feels like Fortnite. is really what it feels like. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it feels, the whole gameplay, but you don't fall to the earth and have no options whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like in Fortnite, if you don't pick up a gun immediately, you are done. But in this, you have that initial gauntlet. You are never just trapped.
Yeah, they like to, like other battle royales like to throw you out naked like that. Spellbreak likes to break the pattern, which is cool.
They do, and it makes it a little bit more fun. But honestly, those combos are insane, dude. Yeah. Like the thought that had to go into those combos, right? Oh, like, yeah. How do you? I mean, obviously, some of them are obvious, but like, I wouldn't have thought to turn the tornado into strike it by lightning, and it turns into a lightning storm. Like, yeah, it makes sense, but I wouldn't have thought about that for a game. You know,
or a toxic tornado, like a green tornado. Are you serious? That's so
terrifying. Cool. So yeah, it's absolutely insane. What are your favorite parts? What do you like about the game?
I just love the ideas they've had. I think this is exactly what we've been looking for with these fresh takes. I mean, I feel like we've been playing the same games on repeat with just like new little tweaks, but this one, it's like they were just like, you know what? What if we just did a shooter, but you're a wizard? And it's like, oh, yeah, well, wait, let's do it.
And I know there are a couple more games. There was one game that is Phoenix something or other. It was based on, or it was the creators of Assassin's Creed, and then they're like, well, how do we balance like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and like the mythological side with the regular side? Well, screw it, we'll make a regular side, and then we're gonna make this completely different game. Yep. So you have things that are actually I feel very similar, but this is so unique. And it's like, because it's both a battle royale and it's those games, and it's just great merge.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
And you can ice skate in it, so that's pretty cool too.
Yes, so that's one of the so one thing I noticed, and not even noticed, this is the rules of the game. Your primary gauntlet will have special abilities. So, for example, the ice, if when you shoot your arrow, it will create a path of ice. You can skate down that path. Oh, I should also point out as well, we haven't mentioned it yet, mana. You are limited by mana. There's no real ammo, so you're not reloading anything, but your mana does run out. You run out of power, you have to wait for it to finish recharging. Your mana grows as the game goes on, though. It will actually expand so that you can do more, and so yeah, anyway, sorry, I felt like we should probably get that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you're picking up the random items and the buffs, you can increase your speed, you can increase your mana, you can increase basically everything you need.
Yeah, and it makes things nice. But when it comes to negatives, I don't have a ton of them. The big one being squads. As much as I want duos, I want duos back so bad. They removed duos because they have a new game mode called Clash, which is a 9v, is it 9v9? 12v12? Something like that, where you all drop in and you regenerate, you come back to life.
It's basically TDM, right? It's team deathmatch.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. I want duos back, though, because squads is a nightmare. And I'm trying not to curse, guys. I'm sorry, but it is a nightmare. So, what are your thoughts then, Doodles, when it comes to... So, yes, the biggest thing, one of the things that makes this game the most fun are the abilities and what you can do with them, the combinations that you can throw out. That's obviously one of the best parts of this game. But doesn't it feel limited? Well, rather, just not even doesn't it? I don't want to guide you. Does it feel limited to you? How do you feel about like the abilities and how many you actually have when you have these gauntlets on?
So the problem with the battle royale in general is going to be depth. I mean, when you're starting out, these games generally will come out with just like one map. And there's not a whole lot of depth other than the game mechanics themselves. Now, you can master those, and there's a lot you can do with the game, which is great. But the time factor on it, my only con with a game like Spellbreak is I do not see myself playing it for more than a couple hours at a time.
No.
Whereas if you're playing something like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as you've noted,
Yeah, I'll suddenly have
all
38
day
hours and not know where the last 4 days have gone. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. So it's a free to play game, and that's what makes it great.
Mm-hmm. There's no real requirement to have to play the game every day. You know, you can kind of just come and go as you please. One thing that I noticed with that, with when it comes to those combinations, is to me, I feel like there's a ceiling. At some point, you're going to hit the ceiling on the abilities that you have. Yes, you're obviously leveling up your gauntlet and your whatever else, but there's only so many combos. Like there's only so much you can do. Once you've reached that max, you're at that max. And so it feels like there's a bit of a ceiling on it, at least for me. What I'm really hoping they can do is break that down, especially with the way they have it. So the way they have it broken down now is you're leveling up your character. You're also leveling up the gauntlet because each gauntlet needs to be leveled up. And then you're also leveling up a special... You have like special abilities. I don't even know. There's so many different things that you can add to your characters. Like,
Yeah,
but
like
even with all those
knowledge and body, these are gonna enhance your stats.
And even with all of those, I feel like it's still there's got to be a cap. It's got to stop at some point. So I was thinking about like how do you prevent a game like this from ceiling, stopping itself from getting in its own way? How do you keep this game fresh?
Well, the way the format for battle royales as of recent, like I know, is it's always been purely aesthetic. As far as the depth of the game goes, aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
You grind so you can earn cool new visual items, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
The way that I see Spellbreak, buying itself more time is just keep doing what they're doing, stay innovative, keep coming up with new ideas, new game modes. I mean, like they had a great idea with the game, so if they can balance that with new content, new maps, new whatever, that's how they're going to buy more time.
And I agree, that's going to be the big thing is keeping things coming. Just keep pumping out, like, obviously make sure it's quality. We don't want just crap thrown our way, but making sure that you're keeping it fresh. I would love to see a crossover, like forgive me for saying this, but a Harry Potter crossover, or like a Lord of the Rings crossover, or hear me out, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That one just seems so obvious.
Dude, you could be a windbender. It's great.
Yeah, like you're already a bender at that point. Like it'd be so cool to get that skin and have that unlockable and customizable, and so I'd love to see stuff like that. But I think one of the biggest things I want to see, and I think it's the easiest. I say easiest. It's actually one of the hardest ways for them to go about this. But the best way that they can keep their game fresh and different from everyone else is instead of making skins and maps and all of that customizable, make your gauntlet. And what I mean by that, I don't just mean like, oh, make the gauntlet look cool. No, let me choose what power I want. Right now, the fire gauntlet, all it does, the main attack is just throws one fireball. Yeah. Cool. What if I don't want that? What if I want instead, when I have the when I have the fire gauntlet, I want a flamethrower. Like, sure, it has less range. It maybe does less power. And, finding that balance would be difficult. But let me fully customize that. Let me have that. Like even the ice. Instead of an ice arrow, we're sending ice down. Like hitting them with an ice storm or something. Let me customize that.
Yeah.
And then I will never run out of things to do. I will always have something to customize. Go ahead. Sorry, Doodles.
Oh yeah, let me be May. I want to throw snowballs.
Yeah,
let's do the thing.
Good.
I'd be stoked on that. I'm with you. At this point, then that would sound like it would be a tough ad, but it's actually not too bad if you look at games like Smite or Heroes of the Storm. True. Game where you're actually building your character as the game progresses, and if you have a home area that allows you a safe zone to, customize something. If they could get a game mode similar to like a Smite, like what is it called, like I don't know. There's a game mode in Smite. You have your home base. if you could have a home base where you could just change your abilities and add it on, it actually wouldn't be that hard to do.
That'd be cool. My biggest worry is like, how do you find that? You have to make sure that you find that balance between the battle royales and the fables and smites and all of that, because that's what makes this game so interesting right now. It is a great combination of the two. And so if we start leaning too far one way or the other, are you just going to become just another show or just another game, you know?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this here, Doodles, real quick here. What is your main gauntlet? What do you go to more than any others?
I gotta go air, dude. I do
air. All right, why?
We talked about the movement abilities a little bit. Air has a really cool one. If you shoot at the ground with your primary attack, it will shoot you up in the air, and people have a hard time tracking you down once you're mobile like that. It's a really probably the most mobile gauntlet that you can start with, aside from ice. But like ice takes a little bit of effort, I would say.
That's fair. The only ice I 100% agree with you. My only concern with air personally is it doesn't have a lot of damage output. If you're hitting him with one, like you gotta rail him like it's a gun or a machine gun. Like you gotta hit shot after shot after shot. Whereas like with fire, if you hit them, they stay on fire. They continue to do damage as they're on fire. So
and another thing with air that I would say is aside, like it competes with Toxic as one of the most easily combined gauntlets in my opinion, because it works with pretty much everything.
Lightning, fire, Toxic, Earth doesn't do anything. I haven't noticed.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if they're kind of what are the. I haven't even had a chance to play all of them and get. I say play all of them. I played all of them, but like to learn what all of those combinations actually are. I haven't had a chance to get through them. There's still quite a few.
There's 6 gauntlets, so you got a lot of combos.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the air. The big, like I said, the only concern that I have personally with it is the that damage output. But other than that, it's a great one. Recommend going in and at least trying to fly with it. Like if you can, Doodles, you're right. It's a matter of staying mobile in this game. You cannot stop for even a second.
Yeah, so, especially in squads. If you're in squads, you need to be able to get out of there quick.
Yes. New abilities, new costumes, new, just kind of, especially with the runes. If we can get some new runes in there, keep those fresh, kind of cycle through them, perhaps. Maybe, that's how you keep the game fresh. But other than that, keep doing what you're doing, right? Like this game just needs to keep doing what it's doing. Push on through. Hopefully, I think that it's a good enough game. It'll come out. I wouldn't say on top. It's not dethroning Fortnite anytime soon.
Right.
But
yeah. Well, I say that, with it is a tough concept to just challenge the idea of battle royales just in general, because it is the craze right now. Everyone loves their battle royale games.
Yep.
And to take one and just flip it on its head the way that Spellbreak has, it definitely earned itself an episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. I'm really interested in seeing once they get to that season 2. I think they've earned that, because it's not called a season. It's in the prologue right now, which is like their chapters. It's their story. Mythology or kind of folklore-y magic. It makes sense that it'd be a book of some sort, right? Like a spell book.
Yeah.
But that's where we're at. We're in the prologue. It may not. I mean, for all we know, this is just the vanilla Spellbreak, and they have a whole different ball game set up for us, and when the chapter actually begins. But we'll give it a go. I'm excited to continue to play it. I would honestly, I'd recommend the game. What do you think? What would you recommend the game, or would you recommend the game?
I'd say I would. I was going to ask you, scale from 1 to 10. Where are you putting Spellbreak?
That was my next question for you. All right, there we go. Look at you jumping on top of things. I am giving it a 7.
I could say, you know what? I'm going to say 7 too.
Right. If it weren't for the fact that there are those games, game after game after game, where you just get jumped on by 4 different people and you have no other option. But when you're playing singles, you're still getting up there. You can still get even if you're not winning, you're getting up into the double or single digits to get there. So that keeps it up high for me without going too low.
Right.
Because of those flaws. So 7. Yeah.
For me, I would say 7 because in a sense it's a battle royale and you're not going to get above a 7 for me on a battle royale. Just based off playability, I'm not going to have all of it there because I'm going to play a couple games, feel awesome, and then I'm going to be bored.
Yep. Yeah.
But
if you get on a
Spellbreak does
streak,
better at not making it boring, in my opinion.
True. But it comes down to, if you get on a hot streak, you don't want to keep playing until you lose. You want to end the day on a high note. So you're like, all right, I'm just going to play a couple of these because I'm winning. But if you're losing, you don't want to keep playing because you're losing. So it's like, yeah, you're not going to play the game very long either way, really.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I have for you here, my man. We've talked about, we've spent 45 minutes here, 46 minutes here talking about Spellbreak. And that's just exciting to me because it deserves it. 45 minutes is a perfect amount of time. I don't think it deserves no more. It deserves no less. So this is where we're going to end it on the Spellbreak front. Couple things here, guys. First off, I want to thank Doodles for coming in. Joining us any chance he gets, he's gonna make sure to come in. So Doodles, thank you so much for joining us. Where can we get do we have a Twitter or a Twitch for you? Where can our viewers
we got Twitter is at @doodlydoo. It's right there on the screen there. It's DADOODLYDOO. As you can tell, it is spelt incorrectly. I need to update that.
It happens.
Twitch and Sony are doodly-doo, but with that EW in the center instead of that double O.
So that's
that's pretty much it for me.
WDLYDOO?
Yeah, DADWDLY.
All right.
DOO.
Perfect. Also, special thanks to we call him our producer. I don't know what his technical term is, what he does, but he kind of is the one that came up with everything for this. Special shout out to Patrick. Patrick is fantastic. You can find him at Pat B Reviews on Twitter. He's also a part of the Gaggle of Geeks page here, so he has his own show coming on. I believe it's on Friday night. So give him a check. Give him some love. He's fantastic. Thank you so much, Patrick. Next week's episode is Diablo 2. I lied. Destiny 2.
Dude, Diablo 2. Can you imagine if we were to cover Diablo 2? Could
right?
you imagine?
Right. Like, oh man, no. It is Destiny 2. We talked about it last week. Huge update that just came out, so we're gonna kind of break that out, and we're gonna make sure that that's our primary focus next week. We're gonna get Doodles back here as quickly as we possibly can. He won't be here next week, but he should be back shortly. That is our show. You can find me. I am Nateslegend. You can find me at Nateslegend on both Twitter and Twitch. But for now, y'all, you just have a fantastic rest of your day. Keep playing. Keep gaming.